Riggs Monterio, Head of Sustainability at Sirius Soleil. I hope I got the pronunciation. But thank you. A round of applause for her, please. She'll join the conversation right now. So Elsa will join the conversation. Elsa Rodriguez Monterio, Head of Sustainability at Sirius Soleil. She will join the conversation. Then we have Rukayat El Rufai joining the conversation as well. Rukayat is a partner, sustainability and climate change and public RS at PwC. Can we please applaud Rukayat as she joins this conversation? Thank you. Okay, I think, who's joining virtually? I think one of the panelists will join virtually.
I think it's both of them.
Both of them? Okay, I apologize for the mix-up.
Happy 21st century panelists.
Amazing. We're promoting digitization, so we're starting from you. Okay, great.
And we provide services based in 9 offices in Europe and North Africa. And we provide services for real estate companies in Europe, South America, and North Africa. I'm involved in sustainability for more than 25 years, although I took different responsibilities and different roles in the organization. And I'm passionate about sustainability in real estate.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So the topic today, we've focused on sustainability and the case for ESG developments. I'm very sure that across the world there have been a lot of discussions regarding the ESG coming to play in different sectors and of every economy. And post-COVID-19 era, it's been more focused right now on this particular topic. So if looking at it from broad international perspective, what would you say is the case right now? What would you say is the case for ESG developments, especially in the real estate sector?
Well, in the recent years, sustainability is becoming a very significant issue among the real estate industry. But although this is not a new topic, ESG is only now becoming truly a guiding principle among the impacts that companies have on the environment and society, and also the risks that the society and the environment can cause in the business are both material to the companies. And at least in Europe, this double materiality is inside the more recent policy and legislation that is being introduced around Europe, like the Sustainable Financial Disclosure Regulation, and also the new coming Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive. And the trend is that with all those requirements, the objective is to channel investment and channel capital to truly sustainable development, to truly sustainable actions that are transparent, comparable, and reliable in the real estate. So in Nigeria, even the government is not publishing or requiring a lot of legislation in this area, the sector, if it wants to attract international investors, projects and companies should comply with those requirements. Otherwise, they will be not able to capture this capital or being able to develop the projects in Nigeria.
Okay, and thank you. And I'm happy you raised the issue of access to capital. In the room right here, we have a lot of real estate key players who are also taking a way to access capital from both international markets. And with a lot of companies or a lot of financial institutions now focusing on ESG requirements and sustainability projects, we have things like ESG loans, we have sustainability linked loans and things like that now in the international space. So my question now would be: would there be a kind of a trade-off between um, within the traditional mindset of companies, which is basically to make profits, against meeting these requirements? Does these requirements become like another clog in the wheel just to access capital?
Yeah, I think that is the trade-off of short-term investment and long-term profitability and long-term costs. And sustainability and investing in sustainability is not a short-term investment, because if we invest now, you will capture the results of this along the time, and the impact and reducing the risks in the perspective of investors. So companies have to invest to be able to double think, to reduce its impact on the society and on the environment, and with that reduce the risk that those environment and society can impact on the business results. So it's always a trade-off, but it's a requirement that it's critical. Otherwise, in future, the assets will be stranded, and the companies are no longer able to attract investment or capital.
Okay. So we should be ready for the trade-off between the sustainability projects and our common traditional profit mindsets, if I understand clearly.
Yeah, because usually in the project evaluations, externalities are not incorporated in the analysis. And on the other way, investors are not comparing the costs of the action against the costs of inaction, and how this can be reflected in the short and long-term profits. So these two analyses should be done, and there are several externalities that now are not being paid by the company, but in the future they will, like for example, the carbon price or other kind of externalities that will be taxed or have a cost in the market.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So we have ESG reporting bodies. I think one of them will be the Sustainability Accounting Standards Board, and they provide some certain kind of guidelines for companies to report their compliance on the ESG level. So these guidelines, I mean, they are more just like guidelines. They are not necessarily binding, but we find out that financiers look towards these guidelines and maybe to compare a company's ESG reporting side by side these guidelines. So how do these guidelines, is there any for the real estate sector, I mean on the global scale, is there any for the real estate sector, and how are these guidelines impacted the real estate going forward?
Well, there are several guidelines and standards. One of the standards is developed by the Sustainability Accounting Standards Board. That is one of the organizations that develops standards to facilitate the disclosure of the ESG information. These standards guide the disclosure of the financial impact, sustainability information by companies to their investors, and they enable organizations to provide industry-based sustainability disclosure about the risks and opportunities that affect the enterprise value. These standards are relevant for real estate, like for example the real estate standard, the home builders standard, the real estate service standard, the engineering construction service standard. Although those are applicable in general to real estate, they are different. They require different topics to be disclosed and different metrics. For instance, one of the metrics within home building standard is the number of lots of homes that are deliverable in regions with water stress. Whether in the real estate standard, the metrics related with water are to provide water withdrawal data coverage as a percentage of total floor in the areas of water stress, or the total water withdrawn by portfolio with data coverage and percentage in regions with water stress. So the standards require different topics and metrics to be disclosed, and each company should select the ones that are more applicable to their business activity.
So I think we should especially applaud because Prince had a task of moderating a panel conversation, but it eventually became a fireside chat because we didn't have other panelists online. But thank you very much. Thank you again, Elsa, for joining this conversation. I thought we're applauding Prince and Elsa. Thank you. Thank you.